What is up, breath of fresh air? We know what we're going to talk about today. It's been all over the news. But since we already know, before we get started, I got something to do, and that's this Shorty. You got something to do, and that's smash that subscribe button. Give us comments, feedbacks, let us know what we do. Let us know what we're doing good, bad, ugly. It don't matter. We always love the comments, and we always like the feedback. So drop it. Now, let's get to the beef. 2020 presidential election. You're under the microscope. Let's get it. All right. So, as everybody knows, the presidential election day / week, or whatever you want to call it, was November 3rd, and here it is, November 6th, 7th, and we still do not know who the president is going to be. We have 6 swing states right now: Georgia, North Carolina, Pennsylvania, Nevada, Alaska, and Arizona, I guess, apparently is still in it. And that's just depending on which news station you're watching. If you watch CNN, that's very Democratic, biased network, and they already claimed Biden pretty much has won. You watch Fox, Arizona's still up for grabs. Most of those are either A, too close to call, or B, too early to call. And that's Nevada. I think Nevada is either too close or too early, but I think Alaska is still too early to call. With all that being said, Biden is leading at the time. And I will say, truthfully be known, I don't care if you know, I voted Trump, and one of the biggest reasons why I voted Trump was because I like a stance on small business. I own a small business, and my wife owns a small business, and I work for a small business. So I like his stance. I've had a lot of people tell me, well, Trump, this is the worst small business has done since. No, it's really not. I mean, I guess if you watch CNN, it's the worst that we've ever done. You watch Fox, it's the best we've ever done. You watch CBS, it's neutral. But I kind of do research for myself. I don't just listen to the news. I like to educate myself more based on the populace that I'm working with. So if you're gonna have that conversation with me, do your own research. Don't just tell me what CNN or Fox regurgitates every single minute of the day. You're not educating yourself at that point. You're just sounding stupid. So, there's a lot of things that I do like about Donald Trump. And there's a lot of things I don't like about Donald Trump. There's a lot of things, most of the things I don't like about Biden. And one in particular is a $15 an hour minimum wage. Irks me to the core. A lot of small businesses are going to close, and I hate that. I hate to see that. You're going to see McDonald's replacing people with kiosks. Best believe that. I can see that. I already see that coming. But with all that being said, I think the thing that we need to really take away from this is, well, before we get into that, I got a couple of things. A couple of things that I do not like about how this election is going is, one, with all the technology we have today and how driven technology is in the world today, you have more technology in your hand than we did back in the 1970s when there was a huge computer that took up my whole house. And it baffles me why we're still hand counting ballots. That baffles me. There has to be a better way. There has to be a better way for that to happen. And I think that there should be a database, a nationwide database. Excuse me, a worldwide database, even for the military, because they apparently get several days after they get several days after the election day to get their ballots in, which I think is absolutely ridiculous. Everybody knows when election day is, and you can almost pinpoint it 4 years down the road. You can almost pinpoint it 8, 12, 16 years down the road. It's not complicated, and I think our nation makes it more complicated than it really is. That's one. We gotta have a better system. That's one. Two. Electoral college. This has got to go away, man. Let everybody vote directly for who they want to be president. It's a louder voice per person. My personal opinion. If Biden wins, hey, Biden wins. If Donald Trump wins, hey, Donald Trump wins. But let the people speak for themselves. We don't need an electoral college that says this person gets all of the electoral votes per state because, the other person won. I mean, a lot of people will say, well, it's pretty much the same thing. It's really not. I mean, if you look at the map, there's a lot of counties out there, and I think people should have their own vote. And like I said, hey, Democrat wins. If Republican wins. To me, it's a little more fair. And if you have a computer-wide system that will allow Social Security or fingerprinting or whatever you want to put in place, then at that point, we should know who the president is within 24 to 48 hours, not a week down the road. And to me that sounds like the best system. But hey, I'm just a network engineer, so what do I know? The last thing I want to talk about is, look, I vote mostly Republican. I admit it. And I don't have any problem with that. What I do have a problem with is people thinking it's okay to riot because they don't get their way in a presidency. I'll be truthful with you. You know who I voted for? But if Biden wins, I'm not going to go pillage and loot and kill people because I didn't get my way. I'm a grown man. I'm an adult. And people that do that are just childish and ridiculous. And I don't care what you're fighting for. At that point, you're just ridiculous. Grow up, get a job, a real job, and take care of your family and take care of yourself. Because regardless, at the end of the day, when all the votes are counted and when all the smoke settles, Biden or Trump, doesn't matter. Neither one of them's paying your bills. Unless you're on government assistance. And then at that point, I don't know what to tell you. Except for complain that you don't have enough money and let the government take care of you. But I still got to take care of my family. I still got to watch my kids. I still got to teach my kids, and I still got to pay my bills, and I still got to pay taxes. So it doesn't matter who's president at the time. Just vote your way to get who you want into office, and then past that, let's all coexist together. And that's what it's about. Everybody has a difference of opinion, and we got to respect that. And everybody needs to respect that. I'm willing to bet that 2 of my best friends probably voted Democratic, but it doesn't change how much I love them. I love them to death, and Charles is one of them. I'm assuming, probably shouldn't assume, but I'm gonna assume he voted Biden, and that's fine. I love him just as much as I did yesterday, and I don't care, because he looks at it the same way. He looks at it the same way, and I hope everybody looks at it and says that's a good point. Even though your person didn't win, don't go looting, pillaging, and killing people. Just get up the next day, get your kids ready for school, get ready for work, and go pay some bills. Anyway, that's what I'm breathing on. If y'all will, like I said, smash that subscribe button, leave some comments, feedback, let us know what we're doing, good, bad, ugly, it don't matter. And until next time, see you next week.